Did you know that over 50% of moviegoers say they can predict the ending of a film within the first 20 minutes? But what if you could shatter that expectation and leave your audience gasping in surprise? Plot twists are a storyteller's secret weapon, and when done right, they can transform a simple story into something unforgettable. Just look at Knives Out, a movie that kept viewers on the edge of their seats with a twist that nobody saw coming. But here's the shocking part: 80% of stories fail to deliver a twist that resonates. They either give too much away, or worse, fail to surprise at all. So, how do you make sure your twist is one that sticks? In this video, you'll learn the step-by-step strategies behind Knives Out's iconic plot twist. From mastering misdirection to timing the reveal perfectly, these tricks will help you craft a twist that will have your audience hooked, shocked, and coming back for more. Ready to become a storytelling pro? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Mastering the unexpected: the art of deception. A great plot twist isn't just about surprising your audience, it's about deceiving them in a way that feels earned. In Knives Out, director Rian Johnson uses this technique to perfection. From the start, the film appears to follow a familiar mystery formula, but just when you think you have it all figured out, things shift dramatically. The secret lies in the way Johnson introduces you to each character. At first, you're led to believe the usual suspects are the guilty ones. However, through clever storytelling and strategic character development, you're thrown off course. One key strategy is foreshadowing, hinting at future events without giving too much away. Johnson carefully plants clues in the early scenes, like subtle character gestures or the way people speak. These may seem unimportant at first but later come to light as crucial pieces of the puzzle. A good rule of thumb: never let the audience know more than the character in the scene. Knives Out plays with your expectations by showing you just enough to keep you on your toes. Deception also works when it comes to the audience's assumptions. When a film begins, viewers are naturally inclined to expect certain outcomes based on what they've seen in other stories. A good twist breaks these expectations. Johnson does this by keeping the real story hidden under layers of misdirection, turning every clue on its head. It's like a game of chess. You want your audience to think they're several moves ahead, but then you surprise them with an unexpected checkmate. Chapter 2. Misdirection 101. Luring your audience into false comfort. Misdirection is the cornerstone of any great plot twist. It's the art of leading your audience down one path, only to completely change direction at the last moment. Think of it like a magician who makes you look one way while the trick is happening right in front of you. Knives Out masterfully uses misdirection to keep the audience guessing. Every character, at some point, is made to appear suspicious, but no one is truly who they seem. One way Johnson uses misdirection is by introducing red herrings, false clues that divert your attention. For example, the moment you're introduced to Harlan Thrombey's family, each member seems like they have a motive to kill him. The greedy son, the jealous daughter-in-law, the secretive nurse, they all give you something to latch onto. But as the story unfolds, you realize that these characters are less important than you first thought. They're designed to mislead you into thinking one thing, only to reveal something entirely different. It's also important to remember that misdirection doesn't just come from characters. It can also come from plot structure. In Knives Out, the film initially appears to follow the typical whodunit format. The detective, Benoit Blanc, interviews all the suspects, one by one, in a structured, predictable way. But Johnson takes this familiar pattern and flips it. As each character's story unfolds, the audience becomes more and more convinced of their guilt. But by the time the twist hits, you realize the story was always leading somewhere else. Chapter 3. Character Depth. How to create the perfect pawn and king in any good mystery. Some characters are pawns, and others are kings. Tools that either move the story forward or distract from the bigger picture. In Knives Out, every character has a dual purpose. Take Marta, the nurse. At first, she seems like the most innocent character, the one you're supposed to root for. But as the story progresses, her role deepens, and you begin to see she is much more central to the plot than you initially thought. Creating a pawn character means giving him an uncomplicated, innocent facade. But as you unfold the layers of your plot, these pawns become much more important. Marta is not just an innocent bystander in Harlan's world, she's the key to unraveling the mystery. The more simple a character seems at first, the greater the potential for surprise when their hidden motives or importance come to light. The emotional complexity of Marta's character is what makes her so compelling. Her motives, fears, and choices are what truly drive the plot forward. On the other hand, king characters are the ones who seem to have all the answers or seem the most important early on. In Knives Out, Ransom is introduced as the charming, rebellious black sheep of the Thrombey family. He stands out as the most likely suspect, and the narrative pushes you to think of him as the key player. But as the film progresses, you realize his role is more complicated. His position as the king is a clever distraction, keeping your attention focused on him while the true solution remains hidden. It's a delicate balance. Don't make your pawns too perfect, or your audience will be able to spot the twist. And don't make your kings too obvious, or they'll feel like mere props. The key is subtlety. Every character should serve a purpose in creating tension and leading the audience down the wrong path. The brilliance of Knives Out lies in its ability to balance these roles. By the time the twist is revealed, you'll have re-evaluated every character, and that's what makes it so satisfying. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get more storytelling tips. Let's move on to the next chapters. Chapter 4, Clue in Plain Sight. How to make the twist work. A great plot twist isn't just about shocking your audience, it's about making sense of the twist once it's revealed. In Knives Out, Rian Johnson plants clues throughout the movie that you don't recognize until the twist hits. The genius lies in how these clues are subtly woven into the narrative without drawing attention to themselves. In fact, if you were to watch the film again, you'd be amazed at how much of the story you missed the first time. For example, there's a moment when Marta, the nurse, accidentally vomits whenever she tells a lie. At first, this seems like a quirky, minor detail. But as the film unravels, we realize just how crucial it is to understanding her character and the plot. This small, seemingly insignificant clue turns out to be a key factor in the ultimate twist. It's not about overwhelming the audience with too many clues, it's about making sure the right ones stand out in the right moments. A good trick is to place clues in plain sight and then make the audience believe they're irrelevant. This works especially well when they're linked to emotions, like guilt or fear, which are harder for the audience to immediately spot. When your twist is finally revealed, those once hidden clues will seem so obvious, but only in hindsight. A well-placed clue in the right moment can dramatically shift the entire perception of the story. When constructing clues, timing is everything. If you introduce a clue too early, you risk making it obvious. Too late, and the twist might feel forced. Knives Out uses its pacing to perfection. Clues are introduced at just the right moments, gradually pulling back the curtain on the mystery without making it feel like a cheat. Remember, every twist should feel like a discovery rather than a trick. The goal is to let the audience earn the revelation by putting the pieces together themselves. Chapter 5, Timing is Everything. Building toward the big reveal. The timing of a plot twist can make or break a story. In Knives Out, Johnson doesn't just throw the twist at you out of nowhere. He carefully builds tension throughout the film, slowly leading you toward a point where you feel certain about the outcome, only to shatter those assumptions at the last moment. Great storytellers know that a twist needs to be earned, not rushed. If you give the twist away too early, the impact is lost. But if you delay it too long, the audience might lose interest or feel manipulated. In Knives Out, the twist hits at just the right moment, when the audience thinks they have everything figured out. It's the perfect storm of anticipation and revelation, creating a moment of surprise that feels both shocking and inevitable. Part of this timing comes from pacing. By keeping the narrative moving, you ensure that the audience is always looking for answers. You want them to feel like they're making progress, but then hit them with a sudden twist that forces them to re-evaluate everything. Timing also involves character development. Make sure the audience has enough information about the characters to form opinions, then surprise them with the truth when the twist is revealed. A good rule of thumb is to balance action with moments of reflection. If the plot is too fast-paced, the twist might not have time to sink in. If it's too slow, the tension could deflate before the reveal. Knives Out strikes the perfect balance, making every revelation feel like an important step toward the truth, even when that truth isn't what we expected. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you're enjoying these storytelling strategies. Let's head to the final chapter for the ultimate tip on making your twist unforgettable. Chapter 6, From Predictable to Shocking, How to Make Your Twist Unforgettable. A plot twist can easily be forgotten if it doesn't carry lasting emotional weight. To make your twist truly unforgettable, it needs to reframe everything that came before it. In Knives Out, the twist doesn't just change the direction of the plot, it forces the audience to re-evaluate their entire understanding of the story. Suddenly, everything makes sense, but only after you've been taken down a completely unexpected path. The key to a memorable twist is making sure that it resonates emotionally with the audience. It's not just about throwing in a surprise for shock value. The twist should reveal something deep about the characters or the situation. In Knives Out, the reveal doesn't just tell you who did it, it tells you why they did it and uncovers hidden layers of morality and family dynamics. To make your twist unforgettable, start by focusing on the emotional stakes. What's at risk in the story? What does the twist reveal about the character's true motivations? The more emotional weight you can tie to the twist, the more powerful it becomes. In Knives Out, Marta's journey from innocent nurse to central figure in the mystery gives the twist emotional depth. It's not just about who killed Harlan, it's about how the truth affects Marta and the Thromby family. Another technique is to use irony. When the twist flips the story on its head, make sure it creates a sense of dramatic irony, the kind of situation where the audience knows more than the characters, but not enough to predict the outcome. This creates a layer of complexity that deepens the impact of the twist. It's about making the audience feel like they've been in on the secret all along, but only realized it when the time was right. Finally, don't be afraid to make your twist personal. The best twists are the ones that make the audience look at the story differently, not just the characters. In Knives Out, the twist isn't just about uncovering a murderer, it's about questioning the nature of trust, deception, and loyalty. When a twist forces the audience to reflect on the story and the characters in a new light, it becomes unforgettable. Thanks for reading. Be sure to subscribe for more storytelling tips and tricks that will take your writing to the next level.